Safety Marcus May tweeted, "I've been getting all this new fake love now, shaking my head." Adams tweeted back, "Brother, just keep being you. Show the world why you're the best free safety in the game. You deserve everything coming your way. I'm going to miss bowling with you the most. Believe that. Love you forever." So you got that here. Schefter, we asked you yesterday as we bring our crew back in here for some discussion. Look at D. Wood shaking his head. I'll get to you in a second, big fella. But Schefter, any update here? What after another day of this, what are we expecting to happen here with Jamal?
Listen, as great as Jamal Adams is, this is a one-sided conversation right now. The comments keep coming from him, trying to get to Dallas, goodbye to Marcus May, on and on. But the fact of the matter is the Jets' stance hasn't changed one bit. They're not interested in trading him at this point in time. It doesn't mean they won't trade him later on. It doesn't mean that some teams won't call the Jets and try to make an offer to try to procure Adams. But the fact of the matter is here that the Jets are not looking to deal one of the best defensive players in all of football, who's still on a rookie contract, who still has this year, and the Jets have a fifth-year option and the franchise tags. And so the Jets have his contractual rights here. And so it would be bad business for the Jets to just move on from him. But I would say that in recent seasons, we've seen more and more players exerting their will and getting their way. And clearly this looks like a case of another great young player exerting his will and trying to force his way out of New York at a time where the Jets do not intend to trade him.
D. Wood, I saw you shaking your head. What do you think of all this?
Well, Greeny, I'm selfish. You know I follow the Jets closely, man. And Jamal Adams is one of the best players in the National Football League. I love watching the man play every Sunday when the Jets are playing, and just to see how this whole situation is deteriorating, it's just beyond baffling. Because when you think about the Jets, over the last 10+ years, they've had 3 all-pro type guys: Jamal Adams, Darrell Revis, and John Abraham. They traded 2 of them, and now you got the other star, Jamal Adams, who wants to be traded from the Jets. So it's just unbelievable that the Jets and Jamal Adams can't get this thing figured out. And I hope they do, because like Adam said, that the Jets have, contractual, they have them for 2+ years. So hopefully they can get this thing figured out, man. But it's just embarrassing all the way around.
Tim, in your experience, when a player clearly wants out, and the team, if the Jets decide they're going to hold firm and tell Jamal, if you want to play in the NFL, you're going to have to play here. In your experience, what impact does that have on the team, on a locker room? What happens then?
Well, it can become a distraction, especially if the player is really disgruntled and starts to become a problem. But Adam said this is a one-way conversation, really, and it is right now. The Jets basically are like, look, well, why would we trade him? Think about it this way. When you talk about what's left on his contract, the 5th-year option, plus the potential to be franchised after that, you're talking about having Jamal Adams for about $22 million over the next 3 years. If you are the New York Jets, you better be getting a ton in return, to be able to move on from Jamal Adams when you essentially have his rights for 3 years for that amount of money. And everyone is right when they talk about how good of a player he is. So if you're the New York Jets, you basically need to talk to, Jamal's agent and be like, listen, you need to tell him to relax a little bit. Like, we will do this, maybe a year from now, but like doing this right now makes no sense for our football team.
And Schefter, the idea that someone's going to trade for him and then sign him to the money that he wants, what does a player like him? It's a non-premium position. I put that in air quotes because I don't like the term, but we saw what Jalen Ramsey fetched in a trade for Jacksonville. What could someone like the Cowboys offer if he's trying to get there?
Again, it's going to take, I think, a huge offer to pry him loose from the Jets. It's not going to be just a first-round pick. It will be a first-round pick and a second-round pick, maybe 2 ones. Jets aren't moving him for anything less than a blockbuster offer, Greeny.
All right, we'll wait and see what happens. This is what constitutes fun when you're a Jet fan, and we're working our way towards hopefully some sort of training camp.